are here. Welcome to the alternate point of view. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share. Oh my gosh. Hello. Welcome. If you are here, say hello in the chat. It has been a hot minute. I'm hoping I have this whole YouTube live thing figured out. If I don't know what the heck is going on with YouTube, but we are live. Yes, we are live. So I don't know about you guys, but I have been looking on the DOJ website and checking out all the Epstein files and videos. And whoa. It is full of all kinds of shenanigans. Holy moly. I just finished watching all 3 of the walkthrough videos of the house, and I'm trying to lock down on the dates of when this search warrant was done, because all the TVs, they're not flat screen TVs. These are like older model TVs. So I'm trying to understand when they did this search warrant, because clearly Jeffrey Epstein was on the radar for a while. And I was watching some of the interviews with the young girls, and the questions they're asking these young girls, I mean, holy moly. And it's just the females in the room with a male detective. Super uncomfortable, very sad situation, really graphic information. So I got all caught up in that. I know that the title of my live stream is America Shutting Down? I think it is. I think we are at an impasse, but the Epstein files have gotten me all kinds of bent out of shape and tore up. So I'd love to hear what y'all have to say about what is going on, because, oh my gosh, there's just so much happening right now. I have to take a sip of water on that. So anyway, yes, please, let me know how y'all are doing, what is going on. If you have not had a chance to look at the DOJ website, please look at it. It is wild. That is the only place you can find what is going on. Oh, my dog just touched my light situation. It's always something, y'all. Always something. I think he just unplugged my light. Yep, that's what just happened. Neo just darkened the whole room. Yep. Oh well. I look better in the dark anyway, so anyhow, if you have not looked up the Epstein files, I'm telling you, look it up, because that's the only way you can see it. They are reporting everywhere that, the Epstein files, 3 million files have been released, but they will not say anything about what's in the files. You can't find it. You have to actually go on to the Department of Justice and get the files. And there is a special section of just Epstein. So go on to the Department of Justice website, you guys. Pull up the Epstein files. If you can actually stomach it, you can listen to some of the actual interviews with these young women, and to listen to a couple of these interviews. These young women, y'all, really are talking like it's a normal conversation, like this is a normal day in their life, that they go to his house and they're doing these things. It really does seem like they didn't think there was anything wrong with it. So it's really weird that they just did what they were doing and didn't seem to think anything of it. So and they didn't seem, they're just sitting there having a conversation with the detective, and they're having a very descriptive conversation about what went on in the house. And yeah, no big deal. So Um, I don't know. Uh, oh, hey. How would I rate how it's been going in the US for the last 12 months? Wow. That's a good question. I would say, I would say things are not great. But I would say, as far as being a citizen in the US, to be comparing it to Nazi Germany or to be comparing it to, uh, you know, communism, I would say we're heading that way as far as communism is concerned. But I wouldn't say that we are, to call people the names and things that we're saying. It's not that bad, but it's not great. It is definitely not great. I would say that what we are protesting, the things that people are protesting, that kind of stuff, if we would put that much energy into uh going to church and helping save children, like I'm talking about the Epstein files, if people would put that much energy in more productive things, then we would be doing a whole lot better off. But right now, I feel like we are definitely not putting our energy into the right places. So it is definitely not great. Uh, I think that people are definitely driven by hate. Yeah, for sure. And I think they're hating on the wrong person. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I hope you are too, Gwen. I hope you're staying warm. I know you have like they're talking weather bombs, trees exploding, and crazy things like that. It's nuts. So, yeah, I am trying not to be bothered by what's going on in the world, which is crazy. It's hard not to be, but I think that, again, like I said, it's amazing to me that people are standing outside in sub-zero temperatures, um protesting, uh and picking up flashbangs off the ground, uh kicking federal vehicles, um you know just acting like complete total morons, uh over something that they know nothing about, they don't have enough information on. Uh, I don't recall people being this upset and angry when, again, Jeffrey Epstein. Nobody cared enough to worry about what he was doing to young girls. Nobody cared enough to worry about, uh, people are being their lives are being taken every day. Nobody cares enough to worry about, again, we have these cold temperatures, and people are not able to find shelter or clothing or blankets. Exactly. I mean, I just feel like, what are we doing? Exactly. I mean, it's all about how you write the narrative, right? It's all about the headline. Like the headline is, ICE incarcerated a 5-year-old. That's the headline. And everybody's like, oh my gosh. And then they had to one up it and say, they did it to a 2-year-old. What? I mean, it's all about how you write the narrative. It's just like, Don Lemon, he got arrested for inciting the whole situation in the church. Everyone is so upset that he is being held accountable for what happened in the church, but nobody's upset about the fact that they invaded a church service. Nobody. It's like, oh, but they had the right to protest. I'm sorry. Uh Not sorry, but the church had the right to worship without being, you know, I mean, in interrupted by people yelling and screaming at them in their church, in their safe space, right? Yeah, Michigan is absolutely awful. I have been researching the parole board in Michigan, and a lot of the members of the parole board in Michigan used to work for the prosecutor's office and used to be detectives. And so many of the people who go before their parole board have no chance of getting paroled. It's, even if they have like small petty crimes, it's really sad. The state of Michigan is just a sham. It's a joke. I find that the state of Michigan is just as bad as Minnesota and Minneapolis. Again, like I say about Minneapolis, they hate their city. Uh, they are literally trying to cover up the fact that they have a lot of fraud going on. Michigan has a lot of fraud going on, and they don't want people to know about it. So what they're doing is look over here and not over here, kind of stuff. So to continuously hide all the shame they have going on. That's what I think that they're doing in Michigan. And the amount of people, the elderly, is what concerns me. The people that are stuck in their houses with all the stuff going on, and here they are doing things like ice out with their businesses. Um, that is the most asinine thing I've ever heard of. Is people protesting by closing down their businesses uh, and not selling product and not purchasing stuff. That is the dumbest thing. Although it's hilarious too. It's funny to me that people are like, we're not gonna buy anything and we're not gonna open our business. Okay, you idiots. That's pretty counterproductive because those tax dollars that you're now not paying or opening your business, those tax dollars actually pay for the illegals that you are trying to say that you care so much about. So instead, you're going to go suffer in sub-zero degree temperature. I don't see any of those illegals out there suffering in sub-zero temperatures. It's just a bunch of dumb white people that think that they're holier than thou that are out there doing this. I really do not understand. It does not compute at all. I'll be danged if I'm about to go stick my butt out there in the freezing cold just to be like ice out. What? I don't even get that. It doesn't even make any sense to me. It makes absolutely zero sense to me. Año. No. And they're not out there just like plucking people off the street and being like, oh, I'm going to take this person out today, I'm going to take this person out. They're not out there just taking out Americans. That's not how it's happening. um they People here have not lived in a country where their lives are seriously in danger. That Americans have no idea, like no idea. So to compare America to like a Gestapo, a Nazi country, or I would literally like just just have your really have a family that has come from a country or ran and escaped from a country that was like that, and see just it's laughable. It's laughable. Yeah. No, I see it. Yeah, the state, you're trapped. Yeah, you can't get out. It's just crazy. Yeah. And here in Texas, I mean, we had frozen roads. We were not prepared. We're never prepared for this kind of weather. But luckily, uh we we had it better off this time than last time. I hope, the Middle East finds peace. You know what's crazy is I oddly enough, I think that the Middle East will find actually they might find peace. They might actually have a better shot than we do in America right now. So it's it's wild. It's wild. Uh I feel like Americans are right now at a point where we don't have uh anything going for us unless we have discourse. It's just nuts. I think without us having something to be angry about, then there's nothing there's just nothing. People have to be unhappy about something, instead of being concerned and worried for what is going on, uh, right right here with our actual neighbors. I actually saw people carrying signs at the protest that were like, "Love thy neighbor," and I thought, well, that's ironic. That's really ironic that they're saying love thy neighbor, because they're the very first ones to, like, literally they're saying and chanting to law enforcement, ICE agents, uh, anyone who is on the side of serving and protecting, they're literally saying to them to go take their own lives. Take their own lives. That's what they're telling them. It's just crazy. Yeah, I believe that, it's as crazy as it is, I believe God is working. He is working. Um it just is, it's hard to see sometimes in these crazy times, and I pray that all those wild people, I pray for their souls. I pray they'll see that, what they're doing is really counterproductive and it's not helping. I also hope and pray that there are people that see what they're doing is counterproductive and it's not helping, and that maybe it will bring people closer to God and show that this is not the way. But we'll just have to see. Um, so again, uh, we'll see. I think, again, like I said, I think that there will be more peace coming to the Middle East than there will be, in the US. I honestly fear, we've lasted what, 250 years. We've just celebrated our 250 years. No country has made it as long as we have without having some sort of civil discourse, and not found a way to just tear itself apart. And I really think that, um, it's probably about that time. And I don't know if anyone has listened to, uh, Mamdani or whatever his name is in New York, but he is already talking about, taxing the rich. He's been talking about it. That was what he ran on, but he's talking about how they don't have the money for all the things that he wants to do in New York City. So he's talking about taking more away from the rich, and taxing the rich more. And now he's talking about redistributing some things, amongst the people. Um, so that is literally communism. So, my Korean family, uh, so I thought it was funny as I'm just learning this, you guys, just learning about my Korean family. Um, my Korean family, when actually had someone ask me this one time if I was North or South Korean, and I thought that was like the most asinine question in the world. Like, what do you mean? Am I North or South Korean? So apparently, um, North. Funny. Not funny, but, so apparently my Korean side of my family, uh, did actually own a lot of land in North Korea, before the Korean War. And when North Korea became communist, and in those days, North Korea decided to take away, as Mamdani is trying to do in New York City, all of the rich people, take away all of their land and all of their money and redistribute it to the poor. That is what communism is. That is what North Korea did to, my family, in Korea when the two Koreas split. And so my family had to run away from North Korea to South Korea with haste because they lost everything. And that is exactly what Mamdani is talking about doing in New York City. And when communism happens and people lose everything, and which, by the way, when North Korea redistributed all of the rich people's land, or people who owned anything or had anything, the poor people didn't technically get it. The government took it. The government got it, and the poor people got nothing. And as you can tell with the way North Korea is run now, they have nothing. And the government owns it all, and the government who gets to eat. And the soldiers and the army, they make sure they're fed just enough so that they can fight and don't run away. And the government eats, and they're fed just enough too so that they don't run away. But that is what Mamdani is trying to do in New York City. So that is what all of these socialist Democrats that they call themselves, which is basically a communist, is trying to do in our country. So that is exactly what's happening. So that's what happened in North Korea when my family lost everything. They took away what my family had worked for and just took it. They came and took it. They didn't induce higher taxes or anything like that. They just took it away. And a lot of those people were killed. Their lives were taken to take that land and their homes and everything. So, Anyo, that's how it happened. So they had to escape North Korea. And then not only did they have to escape North Korea, they had to leave South Korea. So it's wild. Exactly. It's in 10% of your money income freely given, or you will feel it, right? Work. Yes. So it's crazy. Um but that's not, you don't give it freely. That God wants it freely. People that Mamdani is talking about taking away what you work hard for and giving it to people who don't. So that is the very definition of communism that they are trying to bring to the United States. And I think that's exactly what every single immigrant, all of these people that are standing out in sub-zero temperatures, throwing hard water bottles and destroying government property and putting themselves in harm's way, are trying to supposedly protest against. Those are the very things that immigrants are running away from. That life is the very thing that immigrants are running away from. And here we are talking about shutting down the government again. They have managed to keep the government open for 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks. Why is it that we even have the option to shut the government down? That's fascinating to me. That we even talk about shutting the government down. I don't even get that. That they have to vote on whether or not we're going to pay people who work for the government, yet all of the people who are voting on it are still being paid. Every single one of them get paid. Senators, congressmen, all of the federal employees that work for them get paid. But our military is at risk of not being paid. Our TSA agents don't get paid. It's just shocking to me that they even have to have the entire conversation of should we or should we not shut down the federal government. It's baffling. And then here we are. Is this the way that they could force the hand of ICE agents being taken off the streets? Is we'll just shut down the government so that they can be taken out of Minneapolis. Which, why are we in Minneapolis? Again, is this another decoy? Because the Epstein files are out, but no one is talking about it. No one is talking about how Trump is in the files. Bill Gates is in the files. The interviews between these young girls and detectives and the search and the everything, it's in there. It's out. 3 million of the 6 million files are out, and nobody is talking about it. It is wild. Wild. But now we are looking right back to 2020, 2021, 2022, the riots of Black Lives Matter. Here we are. White Lives Matter now. What the heck? Now it's stop killing us. Stop killing us. Stop going. Stop going to these things. Stop doing this. This is dumb. There is a funny guy. He goes out to people's house. He actually goes, I'm waiting. I hope nothing happens to him. But again, I say don't go to these things. Don't go to do this. But he knocks on people's doors. Yes. But he knocks on people's doors. His name is Josh. I think he was on The Bachelor or Bachelorette. He was one of those guys. And he does these videos where he knocks on people's doors and he sees signs in their yards. And they're like, everybody welcome here. We love kindness. All the things. And we are living on stolen land. He knocked on someone's door one time. He was dressed as an Indian. And he knocked on their door and he said, I identify as a indigenous person, trans indigenous, whatever. And he was like, I just love your sign out there. And they were like, oh, thank you so much. And then he said, I just wonder how long it will take you to pack your things and get out so that I can have my land back. And they were like, no, that's not going to happen. So these people put these signs out on their door and they hang these flags off their house. And he goes and knocks on their doors and asks them if they stand behind the things that they put on their door and off their houses. And at first they say yes. But then when he says, oh, but I identify as that. So can we come into your house? Will you let us in? And they're like, oh, no, not my house. Then he's like, well, wait, but you have the flag. Then it's a whole different story. So it's hilarious to watch when you turn the tables around on people who are like, oh, yeah, but no, not me. Not actually my house. I mean, I have the 40 million color flag out and everybody's included and kindness is everywhere, but not here. Not at this house. No. Sorry. No. It's hilarious. I love it. That's why I said in one of my videos, I said that I really love it when the people on whatever side you want to call it say, to Christians, they say to us, well, God says that you have to love everybody. And, you have to accept everybody. And that's not very Christian of you. Yeah, that's see, that is when you're trying to use the Bible and you're trying to use God against me. Anya, see, here's the thing. Not very Christian of me. Not that I don't love everybody. You're just trying to make me conform to your way of thinking, to the worldly way of thinking. You want me to accept your sinful ways. I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. That's not what the Bible says. No. See, I can love everybody and accept whatever, but I can also pray for your soul and pray that you change your ways so that you can get into heaven. That's the way it works. Not that I have to go, "Oh, it is A-okay that you took that person's life. It is so okay that you are a pedo. That is totally fine. It's okay that you have decided that you now want to be a female instead of a male because today you woke up with a different mindset." Nope, that is not what the Bible says. See, that's where the people with the twisty clown world way of thought uh, mess up, because that's not what it says. It doesn't say I have to accept all of that. It just doesn't. So yeah, so to try to turn and spin and twisty upside down, whatever, the Bible and the whole love thy neighbor thing, that's not what it means. They just want to use that because they think that it'll make us feel guilty and it'll guilt Christians into their way of thinking. Wrong, wrong, wrong. So, yeah, that is what my thoughts are on all of that, because it's usually the non-Christians that are using Bible verses and stuff against us, like the whole turn the other cheek and all of that stuff. Yeah, not how it works. But yeah, so I really believe that all of this is by design. And I think that we should not get lost in all of this fluff, and see that, we have to take responsibility for our own actions. I think it's horrible. It's really sad that these people have obviously lost their lives. And there are things going on in the world that I find unacceptable. Obviously, I think that what's going on is to the extreme, but that's what's been put out there. I don't know. Well, I don't know what you guys think about all the ICE stuff. Is it being blown out of proportion? Would it have been highlighted the way it is now if a different president were in office? Was it this big of a deal when Obama and Clinton were in office? Because quite honestly, Obama deported more people than Trump has. Did he do it this aggressively though? Or was it more behind the scenes? Just asking. Clinton and Obama called immigrants illegal aliens in tons of their speeches. No one cared. Why is it different now than then? Why is the language different? I mean, I'm just trying to understand, why are things different? Why is racism more pronounced now than even when it was back in the 80s, y'all? In the 80s, it was like not like this. I mean, so why are things so toxic and so heated and just so crazy? And why is everybody so sensitive? I mean, why? Because I'm just curious, because the people who are raising the kids now were raised by Gen Xers. So like, we can't blame. I don't know. It's weird. I'm just curious. I'm just curious to know what happened. Where's the disconnect? If anybody has a guess, what happened? Because we Gen Xers always talk about how tough we are, how we stayed out and played till the lights went off. Our parents didn't even know which playground we were at. So like, where did we go wrong? What happened? How did our kids get so sensitive? When did we go from whoopings to timeouts to no nothings? Oh, my light came back on. I guess Neo moved. So When did it change? When did all of the uh looming of light went back off again. It's my dog, y'all. It's my dog. Speaking of my dog, y'all, don't forget to go to Bernie's Best. As you can see, I have Bernie's Best Charm and Chompers and get 20% off using code NEO20, NEO20, and get 20% off. And you can get that on Bernie's Perfect Poop. I know I said poop. And Bernie's Charm and Chompers and Mobility Chews. These are great for your dogs, you guys. Neo loves his Charming Chompers. Normally, he would be up in my lamp as soon as I say Charming Chompers, but he's been a little on the depressed side lately, you guys. Ever since our Augie dog passed away, Neo's little personality has not been the same. I wish they had something from Bernie's Best that could make his little personality come back. But unfortunately, I don't know. I think he's going through his 7 stages of grief. And right now, he's just sad and depressed. So if you guys know any way to help Neo get himself back to himself, let me know. I'd really appreciate it. Or maybe he's just depressed about what's going on in the world today, because it's pretty disappointing and upsetting that grown folks are acting the way they are, and that we're just so mean to each other, and we don't have the kindness that everybody keeps talking about that we should have. And what I have said before, and I'll keep saying it again, we just need to pray. We need more prayer. We need to pray for each other. We need to have a little bit more compassion for each other. I know that I joke around a lot, not really joking, but saying things that people are just really dumb for, standing out in the freezing cold. I get it if you believe in a cause, but if you believe in a cause, you guys, do something to help another person. Do something to help your neighbor for real. Like, if you really care about a family in need, help a family in need. If you really care about immigration, look at people who really did immigrate here. My family immigrated here. Okay. If it weren't for some people in my family who helped family from Korea come here, my family wouldn't have been able to come here. So, a lot of things happened. I work with people who had to come here under refugee status. It's very hard. It's very hard for people to come here and escape from a country where they could have died. So I know people who actually did come from countries who suffered a lot. I don't know what it's like to suffer like that. I actually got to reap the benefits of being born from a military father and my Korean mother, who got to become a citizen because of my military father. So I don't know what it's like. I'm the first generation of an immigrant, but my whole family is immigrants. So I don't know what it's like to suffer, per se, as far as all everyone who's talking about immigration and everything like that. I didn't have to go through that, but my whole family are immigrants. And they all came here and they all worked really hard to make a life for themselves in America. And I would say this: if you really, really care for uh, anyone, then help out your neighbor for real. The difference between being an Asian immigrant, um, well, being an immigrant, period, is we can't hide how we look. Asians, you can't change, you can't blend. You can't you can't fit in anywhere. You're Asian. Okay? Um and it's hard. So if you really care, standing out in the freezing cold, uh not shopping and spending your money, closing your businesses down, doing these kind of things, it's not really working. That is literally the definition of insanity. Look what happened under the Biden administration. None of that worked. I would say really, really, really help someone. If you really want to put your money where your mouth is and you really find our immigration is messed up, vote starting from the ground up in your city council, moving on up, and help a family, sponsor a family, find someone that needs to be here and wants to be here to really better themselves. I get there are actually people here who do want to better themselves. Help them better themselves instead of whatever the heck it is we're doing right now. This is dumb. But do something else because this is not working. And having so much hate in your heart is really not helping. So I would just say stop shutting down our country and shutting out people who want to be here and help people. Just be a better person. Just do better. So, yeah, that's what I have to say about what's going on in America right now. I went off on a little tangent, but I hope that everyone will appreciate that. I think we should pray, 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 and know that we only get one shot at life. And what side do you want to be on? What hill do you want to die on? The hill that I want to be on is God's hill, and that's the right side, not left or right. The hill is to be standing with God and saying, I want to fill heaven. As Charlie Kirk would say, let's fill heaven. And let's take all of these people and make sure that God wraps his arms of love around them and lets them see the light. And I hope that that's what happens. I hope that we can do that. Hope we can come together, even with the people that we don't agree with. It is. It is. Thank you. That's true. Mark, that is very true. And I think, again, I don't know what you think about all of this that's going on, but I think there's so much hatred in the world, so much hatred in America, and it's not just for America, it's just in general. We just have so much going on. I think that people are missing the mark and missing the point of what to do. I think people need to pray more, pray harder. God is listening. God sees everything that's happening right now, and I think he's looking for us to come together and pray and see him. I think that people are misunderstanding. They think that this is somehow doing something, but this is not what's working. And for people like Don Lemons out there that are busting up in churches and doing what they do, that's not the answer. That's absolutely the wrong way to go. And so I think that we can do better as a society. I hope that, as they say, God doesn't make any mistakes. And I don't think God made a mistake this time when he really is trying to give us another shot at this. Okay. When he created Adam and Eve, he really, really was like, all right, here you go. We're going to do this again. When he did the flood, had the flood happen, he's like, all right, I'm doing it again. I'm giving you another shot. And here we are. Are we going to screw it up or are we going to make it right? Yeah. So yes, we need to pray. That's the only thing, it's the only weapon that we have. When God says to put on our armor, that is our armor. Our armor is the Lord. It's everything that he gives and provides us. People can't see it, but that's okay. They can see it if we act right. So I'm not perfect. I'm not like a good child of God of all of that. Like Gwen knows. Gwen's been working with me for a while, but I just see what's happening and I feel like, yeah, that's the only answer. That's the only answer that I can see. And I really do believe that all of this is is a distraction. And the only people who are going to see through it are the ones that can think for themselves and understand that you can't be swayed by the propaganda that's out there, and that know that you have the Lord in your heart. That's the only people that are going to see the real. So I hope that, you know, yes, they will. They will. I know, right? I just watched and waited. I didn't want to say a whole lot about the whole Alex Preddy situation until I got a little bit more information. I didn't want to jump the gun on it because everybody was like freaking out. But I do believe, we all at the end of the day have to take responsibility for our own actions. Um, it's a sad situation. Uh, I don't in any way condone what happened, but I do feel like in some way, uh, yeah, he I mean, he was lucky, as I said in the video that I made, he was lucky that the first confrontation that he had, that he lived through that one. So, I mean, it's like that preacher joke that my pastor told us when I was a kid, like, God, there was a flood coming, and the family was like, a car drove by, and the family was like, they said, "Hey, we'll save you," and the family said, "Oh no, the Lord's going to save us." And then the water kept rising, and the boat came by, and the boat people said, "Hey, get in our boat, we'll save you." And the family said, "No, no, no, the Lord's going to save us." And by this time, they're on the roof of their house, and then a helicopter comes over, and the helicopter comes and says, "Hey, get in our helicopter, we'll save you." And the family says, "No, no, the Lord's going to save us." And then the family's in heaven. And then the family looks at the Lord and says, "Well, Lord, why didn't you save us?" And the Lord says, "Well, I sent you a car, a boat, and a helicopter. What more did you need?" So, I mean, this is kind of like for Alex Preddy, he had his parents tell him, don't do this, and don't carry your weapon. And then he goes down there and gets into an altercation and is lucky he come out of that alive, because, he had his weapon on him and he broke a rib. And then the next confrontation he gets into, he does not come out alive. So, I mean, he had all the warnings. So I just think, God tells us, he gives us plenty of signs. It's just up to us to pay attention and listen to him or not. So, uh, you know, you can only, yeah, yeah, that uh that chick that Gwen, I'm just gonna say that one right there. That is the funniest. I can't even. I have nothing, but I have to laugh. I am laughing about that. I'm so sorry. That's so bad. That's bad, but that's funny. That was. I mean, I mean, that was dumb, dumb. But hey, again, that was, like I said, that was the perfect example of the FAFO. Like. Yes. Yes. I mean, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And she sure did. Oh my gosh. Right? Oh my goodness gracious. I don't even play with a sparkler. Yeah, it's pretty wild. That's wild. I mean, I'm telling you, I love y'all, but I mean, I am not fixing to get out there and do something like that crazy. No. This is no. I know. That's not gonna happen. I mean, mm-mm. And for people I don't even know, are you crazy? I'm not getting out there for that. That's nuts. I'm certainly not gonna pick up a freaking flashbang. What the heck? That's oh my gosh. That's hilarious. Hilarious. Okay. Well, I gotta stop making fun of no fingered girl. That's terrible. Okay. Well, I posted a new video. It comes out this afternoon. Make sure y'all check it out. It's a very interesting case. And like I said, um, they do. They do. Um, yeah. I'm telling you, I don't know. It sometimes I get confused if it's God's sense of humor or if it's just the devil's dirty work, but it's either way, it's fun. Um so yeah, I did make a new video. It's coming out this afternoon. And like I said, I have been discovering um my Korean family background, which I'm super excited about. I'll have some more details about that later. Probably do members only with that. So Gwen, you'll be the only one who gets to hear about it because you're my only member. Um, so that'll be cool. And yeah, so I have new stuff coming out. So look forward to new videos, and we will be back live next Saturday, and hopefully we'll have some more people on the chat and get more interaction. I'm glad we got the people that we got on here today, and as always, I'm super excited that we have Gwen. And I'm so sorry that you're up there in the freezing cold. It's cold here too, though. Okay, I just want you to know it's like 30 something, or maybe 40, maybe 40. It's that's cold. Okay. um, I mean, we had it in the teens last week. It was rough. It was pretty rough. I couldn't get out of my driveway. It was pretty bad. But I know you have it way worse. I didn't lose power. My son lost power in Tennessee. He didn't have power. That yeah, true. But yeah. We it's cold here. I'm about to get under the covers and take a little nappy nap. So, so I've been doing nothing but make videos today and get on the live and work on my YouTube channel and read the DOJ stuff. Obviously Neo hit the light again. So anyway, all right. So enjoy that hot cocoa and peppermint stick, and I will see y'all later. And check out my new videos. And don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share, and the notification bell if you have not already. And don't forget Bernie's Best Neo 20 for that 20% off. And yes, enjoy your food and have fun playing your game. Get off those games, Gwen. Oh my goodness. Uh I need to do more lives or something. Anyway, I will talk to you later. See y'all in the next video. Bye.